Bonjour mes amis, hi guys. About 1 month into my ownership of the Omega Seamaster Professional 300M Green, although here it looks black. What are my thoughts? What is my opinion? First, to cut short, I'll just say that I love the watch. As you can see here, it looks black, and I can understand why I couldn't convince my mum in the slight darkness of the kitchen back home that this watch was actually green, while when you walk out, it becomes almost apple green. In general, it's a fairly dark shade of green. I haven't found any actually piece of clothing to match with it when I went shopping. Mostly the greens you see are army greens. This is darker, and because everything is ceramic, you have the same green on the dial and on the bezel, and it's a wonderful shade, very inviting shade. Looks amazing. To me, it looks a lot better than the green chosen by Rolex on the Hulk, which is a very nice watch, and I would love to have one. But I remember seeing the Hulk the first time and not really actually liking it. This here in person makes an amazing impression. So you'll hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, I don't like this, like the and that about the watch. I don't like the non-tapering bracelet. I don't like the helium escape valve. Therefore, I will never own this watch." And like any watch, it's the overall impression that matters. Is it a coherent construction? And to me, it works amazing. It's beautiful on the wrist. It really rubs on the wrist really well. Those uh, those people at Omega are masters of the case shapes, or even if the watch is a bit thick, it doesn't look like it on the wrist because the underbelly disappears and the mid case is nice and curved and rather thin. So the overall impression to me is what matters. Normally, I prefer 39, 40 millimeter watches. Here we have a 42 and fairly heavy watch on the bracelet, and yet it is a pure enjoyment. As I said before, it's a very manly type of watch, type of diver. An impression that is reinforced by the non-tapering bracelet, which is a signature of the watch. And as much as I didn't like it, as I don't like a non-tapering bracelet on a delicate Grand Seiko, with those beautiful dials and everything, I think it matches the look here perfectly. Has a bit of that 90s look, brought up to date, but it's such a quality bracelet with a wonderful clasp and the amazing slider in it with a few positions. So you push, you slide, and you see it has about 5 or 6 positions there to land in. So you just have to move it a bit for the click, but it can be done on the wrist, and it's super easy to use, and I use it a lot. Super quality bracelet. Really, the non-tapering thing I think suits the butch look of the watch, and so does the helium escape valve. It would not be a Seamaster 300 without it. Really doesn't bother me at all, and I really never think of it. To me, it's part of the watch. It's a cool attribute of the watch, and just like the waves here etched with a laser on the dial. I think it looks really sleek. They sometimes bothered me on some models depending on the color, but here on the green, everything works amazing. The loom, the loom is green on the minute hand and the pip, so it's the timing section of the watch, while it is blue, like the chromalite of Rolex, on the rest. But it really only works for a few minutes. After a while, everything kind of fades to a very light blue or almost white type of a loom. Now the date is really well nestled, while here in the light of the bathroom, the bathroom very suitable for a Seamaster. It kind of pops. In reality, it totally disappears. Sometimes you forget you have a date on the watch, but it is there, just like a sea dweller, which is great, but it's color coded, so it really vanishes into this watch. I think it's one of the best execution of a date. For the rest, everything is super sharp. Another detail that I really like about the watch, as we are going into the details, is how there is zero play. I've said that before about bezels, but this is to the next level. There is zero play in the bezel, and it's lined up perfectly. Rolex can't even manage that. The bezel is quite hard to turn. To be honest, you have to take it from this angle, here and there. Doesn't really work as well. It's probably difficult with gloves on, and it has an unpleasant sound, but zero play, and lines up perfectly, which is the most important thing, I think, for us obsessed, and I always go one too far. So yeah, too bad they haven't loomed the bezel a little bit, maybe up to the 20th minute. It would have been a sweet thing to offer. But there you go. And it's all ceramic, so scratch proof. A beautiful case. I love to finally have this icon now of a Seamaster in the collection. I've been waiting for so long to have one, ever since the James Bond franchise took over Omega as the watch for James. Case back, of course, you have the movement, which is a basic movement, 8800 movement, 55 hours of power reserve with the beautiful machine arabesque finish. Always nice to look at, but it doesn't have the jumping hours function when you travel. Fairly basic, and it's a single barrel as well. It doesn't have the Naiad lock for the case back, so you can't line it up perfectly. But really doesn't bother me one bit. The rest is just so pure quality, feels so solid, and on the wrist it is just a wonderful watch to wear. It's a very manly watch. If you're looking for a lightweight skin diver, this is not it. If you're looking for a butch, manly tool that still looks great with color, but that's not a color that's going to bother you. Sometimes it's that green pops, but most of the time it's very muted, as you can see here. Well, this is definitely the watch for you. I think this green version is an absolute gem, and I would recommend it to anybody. I really love it. Bye bye, guys.